totally and brutally honest here. Sean Corbin makes Valery Brudov look like Ivan Drago. It's as simple as that. He's beat what's in front of him tonight. He faces me. He's going to visit mental demons again. And let's get something straight. Come to me, mate. You come to me. Next time, ain't no judges going to be needed. I'm going to do worse than Kovalev. I am going to do worse than Kovalev.
On Saturday night, mate, you better hold it together. I'm going to smash it near you to pieces, mate. I'm going to hit him. When he gets in the ring and we get 10-ounce gloves on, I'm going to smash his head to bits. I'm going to do it November the 30th against all odds. No matter what people say, the journalists write what you want. All as I'll say is tune back in and then look at me on December the 1st when I am world champion. It's as simple as that.
I'm willing to die in that ring. It's as simple as that. I am willing to die. I'm willing to die, Zachary. Is he?
You fucking rat!
Yeah, good luck to Scott Fitzgerald. Hopefully he'll return soon. We shall return now to Bellew of the Week's episode 361. Rob's still with us, so is Gabe, so is Ozzy, Dominic, me and Andy. Ready to go through quite a few here. Strap yourselves in, it's going to be a great ride. First nomination from British Boxing Blog for the Independent newspaper for saying that Marvin Hagler was a heavyweight. Bit of a casual moment there from them. A nomination from me for Chris Mannix, talking about the discussion between Max Kellerman and Andre Ward. Between the three of them, they were saying that the ducking of Demetrius Andrade is getting to be cartoonish. Charlo, Derevchenko have nothing scheduled, can make huge paydays. Why is everybody, Andy, ducking Demetrius Andrade? It's getting ridiculous now.
It's because he's
black
man.
Emotional by this. I'm starting to get emotional. But I don't think it's quite come down to that. But he's not doing himself any favours the way he's going rounds with the likes of Luke Keeler. But I mean, it's ridiculous.
Let's remember as well. This is a guy who lost his belt, his world title belt, previously because of inactivity. All right, as I say, people said Fury was born. And I'm in that camp myself. Fury can he can play at it and stuff like that. But if he comes out in the mood there like last night, it can be exciting to watch. What Fury did there last night, Andrade needs to do the same because nobody wants to watch him. See, it's just a simple fucking fact of the matter. And to see Max Kellerman and Andre Ward basically mention him in the same breath as like Hagler, that A, that you're black, B, that you're good, and C, that you're a fucking southpaw. I'm sorry, it doesn't wash. Hagler was a monster. He looked to end fights. He could fucking box. So can Andrade, mind you, but he doesn't look to end the fights. He's not exciting enough. He's just shit to watch. That is it.
Yep, Hagler was going through beasts as well, waiting for his opportunity, so the comparison is just pretty ridiculous. Andrade ain't no Hagler, let's get that straight. Sam Dorset was one of many people nominating this guy, Crazy Denizzle, at Slide Away Dreams. It doesn't look quite as silly in the light of Tyson Fury's win, but anyway, Crazy was going in on Deontay Wilder. Anyone with a brain would watch Wilder windmilling and just step out of the way and uppercut him. KO, done. He's a shit fraud with a shit technique, should never have been given a professional licence, can't box. Someone went in on Crazy Denizzle and said, well, you shouldn't really be saying that, what experience have you got? And he said, I do Muay Thai, a lot more difficult. So Crazy Denizzle there, sorting things out. Dr. Joseph Ajayo, PhD has been mentioned. Ramu, IFL Ramu, Smiggers Titties, friend of the pod, nominated him. Joseph tweeted out, I am dropping this hint, it may sound strange, but it is true. Canelo Alvarez went to Saudi Arabia to watch the bout between AJ and Ruiz. If he will make another leap to heavyweight division, he will injure himself. And then the doctor put himself in front of the famous garage with the gloves on, showing a few moves, how AJ would deal with the likes of Wilder, how Canelo would deal up a heavyweight. Chris Mason has nominated Nathan James, talking about Deontay Wilder. Wilder said, Fee 5 I can't wait to knock out this gypsy bum. Nathan James said, Little Floyd Mayweather defensive tactics, you will win in 6. Chris Mason nominated him for that. Chris Mason also nominated Sir Jamal Hines, talking about Dillian White. Everyone is definitely avoiding White. It's just been proved. I like AJ, but they put in an offer to him knowing he would reject it, considering they are under the same stable. Ruiz has no right to be in a position where he thinks he's the A-side when he ain't. Wilder is ducking him, as in Dillian White too. So Jamal Hines getting nominated for that. Michael Reedy over on Facebook, Bellew of the Week for Frank Warren and BT Sports for talking about the much anticipated double title clash between Lucian Reed and whoever the fuck he's fighting. Michiel not pleased about that one. Dylan Hernandez has been nominated for shitting on the Deontay Wilder-Tyson Fury fight. That's by Joe Wall 001. Nomination for the man himself, Andy. Sucked out, fucked out, looking for a handout. Hashtag about bail. He's walking around looking like Mr. T with one of those, I don't know what the hell that is, big medallion round his neck, big beard, big pair of glasses, getting booked out the MGM Grand. It's going from worse to worse for old AB.
It certainly is, and I'm just disappointed that Ben never got that chance to kind of put my question to him and stuff. But I did notice the fucking size of him. This is a guy who's been talking recently about coming back down to 135. Well, what stratosphere is he talking about, by the way? Fuck
a stint in prison, maybe, Andy. A bit of prison food, he could get that weight off.
Fuck me, man. He's carrying some timber just now. And the thing is, see when Ben spoke to him as well, he's like, I think Ben asked him about Amir Khan. And he's like, yeah, well, I'm really talking about that. It doesn't really get my juices flowing. I need to get something to get myself back in the gym. I'm saying to myself, that is your fucking problem. You're not in the fucking gym unless he's got a fight arranged. He does not train. Period. So you think about him fighting twice a year. So say for argument's sake, he takes 12 weeks to fight. Just a 12-week camp to fight. So there's 24 weeks a year that he's training in the fucking gym simply to make fucking weight. No wonder he's fucking getting beat off these fucking top end fighters, man. And fucking old man Pacquiao. It's just all he's doing. He's trying to make weight. He's fucking washed. He's fucking done up. He's in debt. He's got baby mamas fucking wanting fucking money off him and stuff. And he's got jewelers chasing him for fucking cash. He's getting chased at the MGM for no paying his bar bill. The man's. AB, speak to me. I'll get you through this. Come on.
And you're reaching out. Yeah, reaching out, Olive Branch for AB. Do get in touch, give us a call. We're like the Samaritans. If he wants to call in on a Sunday night, we'll happily talk him through how to spend his money. Old Adrian Broner, nomination for him.
Shut that soft that shit up.
Rock'n'Roll Kelly going thumbs down. Chris Blackman has nominated Frank Warren, talking about Jaime Munguia, calling him Mengele after the Auschwitz Angel of Death. A finisher of a whole different calibre. I don't think Jaime Munguia is quite in that league yet.
Depends who you'd rather watch,
Oh dear. Greg Cross has nominated Bob Arum. Bob Arum believes Jarrell Miller didn't know he was putting PEDs into his system, which is a fair enough defence, I think. Sometimes you're standing there injecting PEDs into your veins. You might not know that you're injecting PEDs into your veins. Bob Arum might be onto something there. Jarrell Miller's innocent. I think we should start the campaign under.
Jarrell Miller's piss sample and blood samples blew up the fucking lab. That's why he only got a 6-month ban, because he lost the fucking evidence.
Seraphina's delighted somewhere now. Best does with Bob Arum.
Oh yeah, Seraphina. Whatever happened to her? Whatever happened to Michael Buffer? Who's running his account? David Farmer tagged me in on this one. Buffer was tweeting out, here's the body of a letter I sent to the NSAC almost 3 years ago regarding the behaviour of two prominent fighters before a mega fight in Vegas. The NFL, NBA, MLB, NHL, and NASCAR, MLS, etc. would never tolerate this behaviour. Yesterday it happened again. It's so disgraceful. Let's grow up, please. So Buffer's raging about the behaviour of Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury, while he's happily announcing drugs, cheats, women beaters, alcoholics, all different people of different nature. Who on earth is tweeting from that account? We can only guess. Gavin Stevens has nominated AB. Adrian Broner was just arrested, taken away by the police at the hashtag Wilder Fury 2 weigh-in. Yeah, we've already gone through AB. JJ La Selva has nominated Ricky Ellis. It's a fact, says Ricky, that that others love to see successful people fail. He then points to the viewing figures on Anthony Joshua's fights, trying to say Joshua's been hard done to. Ben Thorns has nominated David Hay. Literally didn't know the rules of scoring boxing with knockdowns and points off. I don't know if anybody saw this on BT. I don't know if you did, Ozzy. David Hay, apparently, was it the round that Wilder got dropped? Hay managed to score it at 10-10. His scoring was all over the shop.
Something about a points deduction, yeah. So he basically said, basically because of the points deduction, Fury won the round, so I'll score it at 10-10. I'm thinking, well, it doesn't really work like that, but David Hay's David Hay. A box of all tricks.
Absolutely. Clarissa Shields has been nominated by Ian over on Twitter. Clarissa tweeted out, Damn, congrats, Tyson Fury and Bronze Bomber. You still the champ and a hell of a fighter. I don't know what he's the champion of. Maybe the WBA could find him a title. I'm sure they could.
Can we throw the Charles Hose in there as well, please?
Germ smell Charlo.
Yeah, Charles Hose or fucking raging there as Ben mentioned. They're going to the fucking foyer last night. Fuck.
Charlos. If they showed that much aggression in the ring, who knows where they could be right now, given some of their fights. That Brandon Adams one, that's 12 rounds I'll never get back. Anyway, moving on. Terry Woodfine has thrown in Malik Scott.
Somewhere, aren't they?
They're always having a go at somebody. Maybe they'll come on and have a go at us one week.
And pumped up and charged up. The Charlos.
Too emotional.
Yeah, Terry Woodfine has nominated Malik Scott. Wilder's power is the law in the pre-fight build-up, says Malik, and then takes up the Sam Watson role of hype man during the ring walk. This guy is a former contender turned hype man. I'm not sure if Malik Scott ever was a contender, to be honest. Well, he certainly has a good time on social media. This is a good one. Matt Dobson has nominated Timothy Bradley. Brian Blake brought this to our attention on Twitter. It was the day that Timothy Bradley became the first human ever to simultaneously wear a bow tie and a necktie. Did anybody see his get-up?
Yeah, I've seen
on
that.
ESPN? He was wearing a bow tie.
He's a banger,
and
man.
a tie. Fuck.
Bradley's off the chain, man. Did you see the video with him and Broner at the?
Did you see him try to do the tactics talk like fucking Teddy Atlas? He spent too much time with Teddy Atlas, man. That guy's got brain damage, by the way. I'm convinced of it.
Man, he came up, he rubbed up behind him, and Broner was like not having it, and then he was like, "Keep hitting me, Tim. Like, what are you doing?" He's like, he started asking him random questions about Bud Crawford versus Spence, and then telling him that he could do it, and I wish I had the same talent as you, and all. It was cringeworthy. Like, I don't know what's going on with Bradley, man. Absolute banger.
He's fucking lost the plot, that one.
Do you think it's since he hooked up with Atlas, he's tried to become a character, hasn't he? Like, controversial. Do you remember when he did that thing at the camera? Like, listen to me, everybody. No, he's tried to become, like, confrontational. A bit of character, yeah.
I forget what fucking comment it was or what moment it was, but I remember Ward's looking
big
up.
Boy pants on. Remember?
Ward looking up
Put
and
your big boy pants on.
You are going off the reservation and I ain't helping you here, pal. You're on your own here. Even Tessitore's like that. Dude, you fucking serious? CTE, definitely.
Big boy pants. Put on your big boy pants.
We are firemen.
Yeah. I think it's the Teddy Atlas effect, I do personally. I think that's what's happened to him.
Yeah.
Terry Woodfine, massive Bellew of the week. For all the Matchroom fanboys who are devastated at the way Fury crushed Wilder, still running around saying AJ is number one because he has more belts, so fuck off. Yeah, shout out for that Ricky Spears, who was trying during the week to say that AJ Ruiz 2 was a bigger fight, and then he started going down to commercial, accountancy Twitter were getting involved, commercial revenue was bigger, so, but I mean, the rematch between Wilder and Fury was bigger on every level as far as I'm concerned. Forget about Dr. Joseph J.O. Forget about Dr. Joseph J.O. THD PhD. We have Francis Obita on the case here. Ian McKenzie has nominated him. Obita says, who is as disappointed in Deontay Wilder as I am right now? He allowed that fat gypsy to look supreme. What a mediocre standard of a boxing match, says Mr. Obita. He's not happy by the way things transpired. Did anybody see this? The 30th Century Man nominated it from DAZN. They put up their own little banter bingo. Like, what are they going to talk about? It was embarrassing. I mean, usually that type of stuff can be funny, but it just looked bitter, didn't it? And a bit embarrassing, I thought.
They actually put the fucking picture of Joshua and Fury up like 3 minutes after the fucking fight ended there last night. I mean, like, and as I say, Fury was angry with people who were talking about that Joshua fight there last night, and I can see his point, because he didn't want to know anything about him 2 years ago. He was shit, he was washed, he was fat, he was unexciting, he couldn't knock people out, he was pillar puncher. Look at him now, man. He's dominated America there, he's in the hearts and minds of people, and to me, he's just fucking put himself right in the window to say, look, I want 60-40. Simple as, I'm telling you. He's got the ESPN, if these pay-per-view numbers come back and they're massive, I hate to fucking know what these talks are going to be like for this Joshua fight, but it's going to drag on for months. As guys are saying, this isn't going to happen this year.
No intention of fighting Fury.
No
intention.
It's like David
Eddie surely going to get one for that. Let's do it now in the summer.
Yeah.
But Pulev is done. Get the fuck out of here, man. No way he wants to make this fight now. No way.
Rob has spoken. Also, Podrick O'Murchu has spoken on Twitter, been nominated by Blue Eyed Boy. Podrick said, I'm happy that the Gypsy King won, but both of them are terrible boxers. Fury only won because of his height and weight advantage, and Wilder is a one-trick pony. That weight division is devoid of any decent fighters that have that height and weight. The best technical fighter is Ruiz, says Mr. O'Murchu. Stick to the day job, it ain't boxing. Prime Type Myson, Bellew of the Week for JD's. Saying that Wilder had no legs because his outfit may have been too heavy. Give Fury his credit, for fuck's sake. Had no legs because he took a sustained beating for 7 rounds. Type Myson, that's Bolo Young. Raging.
No,
Shout out to Editing King.
Could be helmet of the week.
Helmet Eye, weapon of the week.
Yeah. Where's he going with that? The fucking Transformers outfit. Well, it really didn't work backstage. We had to make some adjustments with the stage crew and really affected Deontay's legs, truthfully, in the fight, and that's what happened. The lasers were just too much. What the fuck is he talking about?
Madness on the ring walks. Long gone are the days when Jorge Arce came out on a horse with a Stetson and a freaking gun in a holster. Those are the good times. Yeah, someone has been nominated by Editing King. Shout out to him. I haven't heard from him in a while. Hope he's well. Going out, leaving the arena last night, shouting. Assaulted Deontay Wilder fan was leaving the arena, shouting out that the Fury room was racism. According to this gentleman, Editing King has nominated him for that. Again, forget about Mr. Ajayo, Dr. Ajayo, THD, PhD. We have Ayatunde Ogunrinde, MD. So he's getting in there against the Ajayo and have an MD here. AJ, you didn't want AJ smoke, says Ogunrinde. You could have fought for your WBO and WBA belts. He's talking to Fury, by the way. First, before the WBC, but you chose the easy one. And Wilder also thought you were done, but he was wrong. So Fury didn't want the AJ smoke, according to Ogunrinde, MD. He instead went for Wilder, which was the easier fight. So Mr. Ayatunde has spoken there. Toby again has nominated David Haye for scoring.
I'm going to have an Eddie by the end of next year. So
right.
If I'm going off on the rails, like some people that we know with D's in their name or in their titles, just make sure and you let me fucking know.
So you're going to have an ND, Gabe? What's that?
Ed D.
Oh, ED, right.
Educational
Diploma
doctor.
of Education. Right, okay, fair enough.
The prophet has spoken.
There you go, Gabe Lewis. That's why he's leading us all for the promised land. Toby, coming up to the final few here, has nominated David Haye for his scoring. Gabe, just been speaking there. Gabe has nominated Abner Mares. Abner tweeted out just before the fight, on my way to Mexico, let me know what round Wilder KOs Tyson Fury. Been trying to ring him ever since, he ain't answering. Old Abner. Jason Wall, talking about the busted eardrum, yeah, we've already covered that. Holt has nominated Soul Brothers. Tyson Fury didn't take Wilder down or out. Fury can't take the credit. He's a gypsy clown. Wilder's body is what beat Wilder, because something was definitely very wrong. Fury the clown doesn't have power. His punches just added up and added insult to injury. # Bomb Squad. Jasper has nominated Scott Duncan for talking about UCAD testing. Why doesn't Wilder get tested by UCAD and see what they find? Clearly they do something. Varda doesn't consider testing White 2 days after UCAD and found nothing, blah, blah, blah. Somebody nominated earlier, this guy who's done, I'm going to have to put it up on Facebook, it's a painting he's trying to sell of some boxers. You have to see it to believe, there's no point in me trying to describe it to you. Tom Myers has nominated TBE Fury for saying that Fury is already better than Ali ever was. He's had no losses for a start, says TBE Fury. Another nomination for the necktie. Just flying through them here. And also, quite a few people have nominated this one. This could be the best, saving the best for last, Andy. Mike Lewis over on LinkedIn. Description, I make you money from your website, search engine specialist, SEO and PPC. No PBC, it's PPC. Mike Lewis is taking the credit for Tyson Fury's win. There's a picture of Mike alongside the Gypsy King. About 3 years ago, says Mike, I took Tyson to one side and I said, Tyson, your fist is the same size as my head. Stop wasting your talent and you will become world champion again. 3 years later and 10 stone lighter, he is about to do the business. He promised to thank me in his post-match interview, but the truth is, I need no thanks. The smile on his face says it all. # Blessed to be a blessing. Hashtag inspiring. Hashtag Tyson Fury.
Hashtag
Mike Lewis on LinkedIn.
Hashtag drugs don't work. Jesus Christ.
The man, the
Hashtag
myth,
elephant
Mike
runner.
Lewis.
Elephant runner. I've got a load here, so I'll fire through, mate. So
Go on,
I don't know, like you had the pre-fight build-up, and that you had the guys making their own videos and stuff. And Wilder makes a comment that it only takes one punch. You're fucking right, Wilder. Look at that third round. It only took the one punch. Shout out to Danny Ridgway for putting up the pictures. Fury landed a jab in the right hand, and it made Deontay Wilder look like a fucking guy for the Family Guy sketch. So I really liked that one. The Deontay Wilder fan walking out of the MGM last night shouting that was about the result. He was raging about it, and he blamed it all on, you guessed it, racism. It was apparently a racist decision last night.
He was white, wasn't he?
He
was white as well, the banger. This is racist, man.
Wasn't Matthew J. Hunter, was it?
The fucking Ted Bundy or fucking boxing, that cunt. Errol Spence apparently sat behind Bob Arum there last night, and Francisco Salazar asked the question. Errol Spence is sitting right behind Bob Arum at the MGM tonight. I wonder if Errol will tap Bob on the shoulder and say, "Hey Bob, let's do it. I want Terence Crawford later this year." To which Kenny Keefe with the boxing rant responds, "More likely he asks for an edible." To which I respond, "Nah, Spence wants all the smoke. He's asking for the blunts." So I like that one. Yeah. Michael Buffer. Did you mention that one, Stevie? But Michael Buffer's rant there last night.
Yeah,
you seen
mentioned
him.
that
He
one.
raging about. Aye. So basically, this is a guy who he's got no problem kind of like announcing people who've been done for like criminal prosecutions, pot for drugs, going to Saudi Arabia with the horrendous fucking human rights that they've got over there and stuff like that. So people who've done domestic abuse cases and that, but let's just fucking moan about some swearing and some pushing at a fucking press conference, you sanctimonious wanker, Eddie. Did anybody catch Wilder and Fury sitting before the weigh-in, and the cameras were on both sets of people, and Wilder's kind of cuddling at his wife, and Fury's blowing kisses, and he's fucking smuggling into his brother, and fucking Wilder's giving the finger back and that. I like that. There's a wee bit of banter going back and forward there. Broner getting arrested, obviously, as well. Deontay Wilder asking, he was getting spoken off the camel toe, actually. He was speaking to the camel toe, and he asked Dillian White, "Where that B sample at, bitch? Where that B sample at?" Chris Mason sent one, and Steve, I don't know if you mentioned that one as well. Was it Sir Jamal Hines? Did you get that one?
Yeah, I read that one out, Andy.
You got that one, yeah. Asian boxing put on this one for the Panamanians. Francisco Pantera against Davis Bochero will be for the interim Panamanian lightweight title. Fuck that shit. Fuck that shit.
Fucking hell.
Bochero
lost to Martin Ward.
Yeah, interim title. B-Hop saying if Fury beats Wilder, I won't talk in an interview for a year. So Hopkins took another beating off a white boy there last night. So let's see if he keeps his promises. And
he's never keeping our promise.
He's never
put a camera in front of B-Hop. Come on.
Can I do a Nostradamus prediction here? Actually, do a Gabe Lewis did his prediction there last week. I'm going to predict that Eddie Hearn's going to come out. So I'm going to predict for next week. Eddie Hearn's going to get nominated next week for Bellew of the Week for saying, and he'll do a 2-hour interview with IFL, I think, maybe middle half of next week, and he'll say that he'll talk about percentages for a Fury Joshua match and how the fight can happen in the UK. Okay, I'm going to say that straight away, and you talk so much bollocks that in the end it can't help but put him up for Bellew of the Week. So I'm going to put Eddie in there for next week as well.
Well, on that subject, Gazapalooza, who was on the call earlier, sent one in from Sam Jones. He said, "The dream is Fury AJ at Wembley, but it's just not going to happen. I just hope it happens at a stadium in Saudi Arabia so it can fit as many Brits in as possible."
Fuck's sake, man.
Egypt.
I mean, can you imagine the Fury squad in fucking Saudi Arabia? Can you honestly imagine that shit? Can you imagine what's going to happen there? Fucking hell. You know, there's a public beheading going to happen in the Fury camp. Not a fucking chance, man. They're going to be laying siege to that place. Fucking hell.
Talking of people who promise to do things if a certain result happens, like B-Harp and Porky, I think listener Dale Nichols, a friend of Smido, said something about shaving his hair off if was it if Fury won? I think I'll have to find the tweet out. We'll have to hold these people accountable. At least I own my shit, I make bad predictions every week, but there's a lot of that going on at the moment. I'll do X if so and so happens, so I have to hold them accountable. Any more nominations, Andy? Is that all the ones you've got?
Right, you go, mate. Fire away.
Roberto, any from you?
No, not really. Not really. Eddie for his shit before the fight when he said, what did he say? Oh, I've heard, definitely, I'm changing my mind. I'm going for Wilder. I've heard from stories coming from Fury's camp. He's not winning this fight, or stuff from the inside, kind of alluding to some kind of inside information that he had. But didn't work, baby.
The mind games backfired. As it says, remember Wilder as well was talking about gypsy curses and that he was talking to Joe Rogan, so even he's been mentally spooked by Fury.
Oh, he did a job on him. Even in this one, when Wilder's in the way in, and he's like, "You don't believe the words you're saying. I'm going to knock you out." And he's just looking at him going, and he said, he wore the sunglasses because he's nervous. He wore those sunglasses because he's nervous. Wilder he's able to spook Wilder differently, like completely just manipulated him, and just that game plan when he put it on him, a big part of Wilder mentally folded. Like, even though he hung in there in the fight, he went back to straight lines. I thought I don't know if the corner told him tried to make any adjustments last night at all. Like, I didn't really hear it. I don't know what Breland's doing with him. He doesn't seem to be the main voice in the corner for some reason, which is odd, but considering who the two of them are in there. But I think there's going to be a change of personnel there. Sorry for going off on a tangent there, actually, by the way.
That's right, Rob. We love a good tangent here. Take Ames is sending me another nomination on WhatsApp. I know Chukwu sent me a load as well, but I've had that many in. Gabe, you're the Oracle this week. Any nominations from you?
Just an update on stupid Abner Maris. He sent out another tweet a bit ago that congratulated Fury for winning and saying how he was wrong. Never expected that to happen. So just an update to my earlier BOTW.
One though as well, forgot AB again. Biggest fight of the year, all eyes on Vegas, and this fucking banger gets arrested the fucking night before the fight. Absolute
Think about it. I would
week in, week out.
I would own Twitter.
Shit.
I would own Twitter, by the way, if Ben and managed to get a chance to speak to him. Seriously, man. Honestly, I had all the questions set for him, by the way, but
all said, and then he gets thrown in the slammer. You can't even rely on him for a shout out.
Honestly.
Week in, week out, he's getting arrested, and then he's out then on Twitter. Oh, I'm back. What's cracking in Vegas tonight? Your head on the end of a baton if you keep going the way you're going. What the fuck,
Madman. Ames has sent me one. They're re-digging up the old tweets. Anthony Joshua telling Tyson Fury to get fit, you fat fuck, back in November the 9th, 2017. Hater Dave jumped in Revenge of the Fatties.
Yeah, by the way, he might love to regret that tweet, by the way, I'm telling you.
He might well do. Yes, we might all live to regret tweets, Ozzy. You might well be living to regret tweets that you've made, but are there any nominations for Bellew of the Week?
No, not for me. The couple of ones I was going to say have already been mentioned.
But Ozzy, you did mention that the aforementioned Patera Boshiero WBA interim title fight is being promoted by one and only
Mr. Edward
Hearn.
Using those links to the Panamanians yet again, creating titles. So
interim title, shall we say? Interim. Just to re-emphasise, fucking corrupt bastards.
I'm sure they made a statement 12 months ago saying they wanted to reduce the amount of titles.
They did.
12 months ago. That's fucking optimistic, mate. It was fucking less. It was 2 years ago. And I did an article way back. I'm talking 2014, and I estimated then it was like something like 64% of belts on offer in boxing between all four organisations belong to the Panamanians. 64%, man. Come on, think about it. You've only got 19 divisions.
Is this going to mean either? Is this going to mean Patera or Boshiero will be mandatory to Gervonta Davis.
Are they no lightweights? Are they no lightweights, no?
Yeah, Davis won the WBA lightweight, didn't he?
Against Gamboa?
Yeah. Patera and Boshiero at lightweight.
Yeah, I can't see him going that far in levels. I mean, fuck, Davis would crucify the likes of Bashir.
Public executions, Andy, you mentioned earlier.
Oh my fucking god, man, he would crucify him. Pantera, who I think is highly ranked, I think. I would give him a wee bit more of a chance, I think, but Bashiro's like, what is Bashiro must be 40 now. He must be.
And he's shit as well, which is a problem.
38.
Yeah, he's European level standard, like. And if Francisco Patera's coming, he was the one that beat Ritson, isn't it?
Correct.
Aye, so and Ritson was getting a lot of hype in that, but at the same time, I think, nah. So European level fight that. Fucking Davis would crucify both of them. Sorry.
Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah, so they've won the interim for the title that Davis won,
you've got
and he also
Mendy as
holds.
well,
So what do they need the interim for?
So you're gonna have 4 champions at lightweight. You're gonna have Lomachenko as the main man. You've got Davis as the world champion. You've got Ivan Mendy as a gold champion. Then we have a fucking title list. 4 champions.
Arseholes. You'd love to go in the office, wouldn't you, and just.
Well, they've got 4 at junior welterweight. They've got Josh Taylor, Mario Barrios, Yves Uccelli Jr., and they've got Alberto Puglio. So you've got 4 title holders. No. We'll move on. Sorry, Steve.
No, you're fine. Yeah. Producer screaming in my ear to move on. Dominic, any nominations from you?
The only one I was going to say, Rob mentioned that about Eddie, what Eddie said during the week, that Tyson's are I've got some information from inside Fury's camp, and I've therefore changed my prediction. And the only thing I wanted to say about it was I thought Fury's response to it was just completely masterful. He was asked about it, and he just smiled straight down the camera, and he just pointed his finger and he said, "Eddie and AJ, this could have been you sitting here. You had the chance twice, and you just turned it down." And so Eddie was it's just Eddie trying to flip in Eddie's idea, thinking he was smart, thinking he could exert some sort of flipping pressure and all this sort of crap. It's just typical Eddie nonsense.
Well, I asked Edward. I asked him, could he tell us the issues that he'd heard about in the Fury camp? Because we'd all love to know. And sadly, he has failed to meet the Asylum podcast deadline of going live. So maybe
AJ wants all the smoke. He wants all the smoke. He wants all the belts. This new fucking fandango fucking comments we're getting. He wants all the smoke. Fucking wanker. Boxing porn next week, apparently. This card he's putting on next week as well. The fucking hairline fucking plug wearing twat.
Yusuf Mack.
Fucking hell.
You know what? You think about it. I saw a few interviews with Adam Smith and Sky. I just sensed in some of their body language that I think they're crestfallen because they really wanted the AJ Wilder fight. They saw that AJ Wilder fight.
Late edition.
They saw it as go ahead, Andy, go ahead.
Adam Smith, 45 minutes after the fight, and he's saying his phone has been red hot to get this Fury fight made against Joshua.
Oh, yeah.
45 minutes after the fight, I'm telling you, man, I bet no cunt even fucking phoned you. Eddie Hannibal, I'll deal on top of you, you wanker.
I bet the phone is red hot.
Operation U-Tree.
Well, the sweet...
I was just going to say, bet his phone is red hot, yeah.
Get that vibrator out, baby.
Well, the Sweeney will be coming after him as...
Rumple fucking Stiltskin.
You fucking slag.
Operation
Right, sorry boys, where are we? Had you finished, Dominic?
That's me, Steve.
That's you. Right, where the hell are we? We're getting down to about the last 20 minutes or so of the Mixler. This is all they're going to let us have.
Operation U-Tree.
Do it for fans.
Right, yes. Rob, who are you going for this week? Nominations are out the way. Who are you nominating, Rob? Bellew of the week, Rob. Who are you going for?
A toss up between DAZN for that fucking graphic. I bet you they have one drawn of Wilder as well. That throw in the fucking scrap heap, ready to go. That was a cheap move. That was
In the
and
recycle bin.
Eddie just for being a dick. You know what I mean? Oh, Teddy Atlas actually. Sorry, Teddy Atlas gave a go. Sorry, Steve. Late one. Teddy Atlas said,
Yeah.
Gave a big epic prediction, and he compared Deontay Wilder, Fury to Jersey Joe Walcott, Rocky Marciano to where Marciano was the unfavored guy, and Walcott later said he did everything that he could in the first fight, and he still couldn't win, and that's how this fight will play out for Tyson Fury. So I think it played out in a completely opposite way that Teddy Atlas predicted. So, a bad week for him and Tim Bradley.
Exactly. Bad week for trading leather boxing, who's just jumped in. Better late than never. No sign of Hamed in the chat, actually.
Let's get out of here, Hamed.
Haven't seen Hamed. Gabe Lewis is still with us, though, thankfully. Fell asleep. Chukwu's fell asleep. He's disappeared off somewhere. Gabe, No, you've done nominations, Gabe. Who are you going for this week?
About Bale. Adrian Broner.
Broner?
You're going to have to go, Hamed.
And everyone...
Ozzy, I'm going... Oh. Sorry, Gabe, go ahead.
I said, and anyone else that picked Wilder.
Anyone else that picked Wilder? Ozzy, I'm going for Mr. LinkedIn, Mike Lewis. Forget about Gabe, it's all about Mike Lewis here, friend, psychologist of the stars.
He was good too, yeah.
Yeah, that correct. That fat maggot deserves his award because he can fuck off. Got a picture with him at one of these meet and greets, and now claims to have had the heart-to-heart which convinced Tyson Fury, a world-level boxer, to get back in the ring because he had a fight with a pay-per-click specialist. Yeah, good one. Pillock. So, yeah. He Mr. LinkedIn gets my vote.
Bellew in a week for me as well for pulling a Chuck Woo and actually falling asleep.
Yeah, I tried my best to wake you up to as well.
Rob fell asleep. We're going to have to cut that one for next week, Rob. I fell asleep.
Chuck Woo.
Yeah, no, I fucking...
PCP's a bitch, isn't
it? Hit the dick.
Like Wilder did the...
Oh, yeah, we phoned you. Yeah. Yeah, we phoned you. Fight starts then, fuck Rob.
Jay, I phoned you, never even answered.
Oh, Chuck Woo's woken up, he's here.
He sent me a voice note.
I did actually.
He's back.
I was trying, boss me. I was looking through slanty eyes trying to find your fucking phone number. I can't phone this guy.
I know.
What the fuck is happening here?
Rob, he goes again. Rob, you waking?
Hamed turned up on another podcast last night, apparently.
Hamed's a wee.
That's why we haven't seen him. We haven't seen him.
Let's get out of here, Hamed.
And Jason's on the PC.
Bellew in a week for me as well because I had that Paddy Power account open with the TKO at 8-1, and I was just about to do it. I was like, "Oh fuck!" I put the laptop down and went to sleep.
I was so close to pitting the 8.5 rounds there last night, over 8.5 rounds in the bookies yesterday, and I shot out it. And I put my money on Bologna. I beat fucking Udinese and they fucking drew wankers. So, this is well. I mean, I'd lost my money.
I'm not a big bettor anyway, but yeah, well, I'm not a big bettor, but I think if I'm invested in the fight in any way, kind of like it just ruins it if I bet on it. Like,
yeah. Boys, have you got on to the bit that we usually do after we finish off? I haven't cut us off yet.
No, normally we do a bit of SPL talk. It's a good time of the week for that, Andy, isn't it?
Rob's usually like, "Hey, I've got a story to tell you." So I couldn't tell you earlier.
This would be that moment. This would be that moment.
Right, yes, Dominic, who have you got? 2 for Mike Lewis, 1 for Eduardo. Can't remember who Gabe went for. Go on, Dominic.
Buffer.
Buffer? Stealth one for Buffer there. Right, so we've got 1 for Buffer. We've got 1 for Eddie from Rob. Who'd you go for again, Gabe? I've lost all track of time here.
Broner?
Yes.
Right, Broner. Me and Ozzy went for Mike Lewis. Excuse me. Andy, you haven't pictures, have you?
No, but you can know who I'm voting for at least.
Go on.
About Bale. About Bale, baby.
You can't go for him again.
Of course I can. Of course I can. I can do what the fuck I want.
Your campaign against Broner is worse than mine against Michael Benson.
Yeah, but listen,
We're starting to think you might not like Broner, Andy.
I've said it about Bruno for years, man. And to be honest, I had a chance to outreach to him, but he got arrested because he didn't pay his bar bill.
He got arrested last night, didn't he? Yeah, I forgot about that.
Fucking unbelievable.
A banger, man.
One shout out to Kubrat Pulev as well.
Deported.
He got deported when he got to the into the airport. Yeah, probably
Brexit means Brexit, baby.
Deported back to Bulgaria.
Oh, fucking yes.
Jenny Sushi just peeled open the curtains.
Look, my cunt.
I bet she did. That's why you go in business class. Let's cut Bellew the week. An education course. Congratulations, Bellew, Adrian Broner and Michael Lewis are the joint Bellew of the Week winners for episode 361.